morning, Leo. How are you today? I gotta get the card straight. My name is Cheryl Lynn, and I'm here to do your weekend bonus reading. This one is going to be for May 16th through the 18th. I know I wasn't here for the past couple days as I had intended to be. I have an e-bike and I managed to crash it, so me and the bike had to go on the mend for a day or two, but we're back now, and everything is gonna be great. But anyways, we're gonna do this bonus reading the way that we normally do. I'll call out all 12 signs. When I call out a sign, whoever comes to mind first is who we're speaking of. I'll pull 2 cards for each one. It'll give you some sort of an overview as to what's going on currently between you and the person that came to your mind first. At the bottom, I will pull 2 cards each for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is to give you some sort of insight as to what might be coming towards you this weekend, and hopefully make it easier for you to navigate your way through the weekend. Okay? That's the hope. This one is going to be for my Leos. Okay. Alrighty then, let's see. If you're a Leo currently dealing with an Aries, I have the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So this Aries is viewing you as somebody who is looking at the dynamic between the two of you very much so from a logical standpoint. You're trying to keep emotions at bay, it seems. With the Ace of Wands, I feel like this is due to you losing your temper in the recent past. Meaning this person had enough control over you or enough pull in your life that they managed to make you lose your temper, and for that reason you've decided to look at this from somewhat of a cold sort of a space. This dynamic right here, unless you guys can figure out how to talk this out, is definitely troubled, okay, because there's a lack of communication here. Alright, if you are a Leo dealing with a Taurus, I have the Six of Swords and the Death card. So the Taurus is viewing you as somebody who's going through a transformation, okay? Part of the transformation is you moving your life into calmer waters, trying to exit the space that you've been in where there's been so much chaos and uncertainty. I think the Taurus is a little bit nervous that maybe they're going to get left behind in the chaos and uncertainty. They might. I'm not sure where you stand on that, but anyways. Alright, if you are a Leo dealing with the Gemini, I have the High Priestess and the Nine of Wands. So this Gemini is viewing you as somebody who has been very wounded by somebody else who was keeping secrets. So whatever's happened in the past that caused this wounding has caused you now to have real trust issues, okay? Somebody was definitely deceitful to you in the past. I don't believe it was the Gemini, but I believe in some ways the Gemini's paying the price for it, huh? Maybe. If you are a Leo dealing with a Cancer, I have the Two of Swords and the Page of Swords. The dynamic between you and the Cancer is one that is definitely attached to a lot of immaturity and unrealistic expectations with these 2 pages, okay? Oh, I got the Page of Swords and then I got the Two of Swords. Yeah, there's just a lot of immaturity, unrealistic expectations, and a lot of looking for answers that you don't know what to do with when you get them. This is kind of like a dog when it chases its own tail, is what I feel like is happening here. There's no nefarious intent necessarily, but there's also not an ability right now to make anything out of whatever you fought or whatever you two managed to build. It feels a little off. Okay, if you are a Leo dealing with another Leo or talking to yourself, we have the Seven of Swords and the Awakening. So I believe that this is you trying to tell yourself that, you know, if you act strategically, you will be able to see this judgment called on whatever it is that's hurt you here in the past. Okay? If you are a Leo dealing with a Virgo, I have the Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So the Virgo is viewing you as somebody who is desperately trying to hang on to something that you at one time were completely invested in. It looks as though possibly the dynamic between the two of you has faded at this point, but you're refusing to let go because of how much of an investment you have made here. This one feels kind of sad, but anyways, okay, if you are a Leo dealing with a Libra, I have the Queen of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So the Libra is viewing you as somebody who is very much so determined to get whatever it is you want. You're trying to build a sturdy foundation right now so that you can build the life you want, and that's it. I mean, whatever you set your mind to, you're going to achieve it. For some of you, this is definitely already turned romantic. For others of you, this is somebody who wants it to turn romantic. I don't know if you're on board or not, but that's what I feel there. If you are a Leo dealing with a Scorpio, I have the moon and the world. The Scorpio is viewing you as somebody, who, the cycle between you and the Scorpio seems to be closing out, and it's due to deception, things done in the dark coming to the light, basically. I don't think that things were done in the dark on your part. I believe it was Scorpio's, but either way, this looks like it has come to a conclusion right here. If you are a Leo dealing with the Sagittarius, I have the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Wands. So the Sagittarius is seeing you as somebody who's incredibly defensive, especially towards them for some reason. I doubt it's unwarranted, but at any rate, they feel as though the Wheel of Fortune always spins in your favor. I don't know that you feel the same way, but that's how they're feeling. If you are a Leo dealing with the Capricorn, I have the Three of Pentacles and the King of Wands. The Capricorn is viewing you as somebody who is looking towards your future, but you're entering your future as the King of Wands. So you're entering your future full of adventure and full of zest for life. You're not necessarily trying to take anybody with you. So you're not trying to be committed right now, it looks like, or that's how they feel about it, okay? If you are a Leo dealing with an Aquarius, I have the Two of Wands and the Six of Wands. So this Aquarius says that you are headed for public recognition and victory. I feel like the Aquarius is standing back trying to see which road you're going to take to get there. They know you'll get there, it's just which road will you take to get there. I do feel like the Aquarius is much more prominent on one road than the other. So they're waiting to see which road you get. If you are a Leo dealing with the Pisces, I have the Three of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. So this Pisces is viewing you as somebody who they would love to have a celebration with, right? They would love to have a reason to celebrate with you. They feel right now as though you are on the fence as far as trying to decide how much you want to invest in the dynamic with them or whether you want to invest at all, okay? So they're kind of in a holding pattern, the Pisces is, but they would definitely be on board if you were. For Friday, we've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. So you're coming through as the mini Empress here. That's how you're presenting, male or female. It's just an energy, but you are definitely in your power here. With the Five of Cups, you are still dealing with some sort of a sense of loss and regret from something that's happened here. Saturday, I have you with the Nine of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. So you are definitely standing in your power. You are standing in your independence, and you are trying to make strides forward. You're dealing with some kind of inner conflict here. I don't know exactly what that's about. Probably whatever the regret and loss was about over here. You're still very conflicted about the way that things played out, okay? And Sunday, I have the Three of Wands and the Sun. I mean, your future is ridiculously bright. It really is, Leo. And everything looks like it's just right around the corner. It's just a matter of you getting there, you know. This is the Sun and the Three of Wands. So looking towards your future to wait for your ships to come in, and the Sun is the happiest card in the deck. I also feel like the Sun is illuminating which direction you want to take. So it's illuminating the road forward for you in the future, right? That's what I have for you this week. Actually, this is a pretty good reading right here, I think, for the week. Looks pretty good. I will be back on Sunday, no matter what the cards say. Yours say good things, but even if it said something bad, you go out and make it the best week you possibly can. And like I said, I'll be back on Sunday with weekly readings. I should be back tomorrow with the energy check-ins every day, I hope. That's the plan. All right? Okay, Leo. Thanks for everything. Have a good day. Click clicker.